Music from KK Fosu calls this one Yapisi. In the studios, I've got Rexoma, Kwame Rasta is here, Sadiq Abdullah Abu is here, and I've also got Uncle Kennedy, and we're going to continue with the conversation. Right. Yes, we just had let me just take these few messages that came in on our earlier conversation on Rawlings. This one says, good evening, Joy FM. I think the musicians and other celebrities in Ghana can use this legacy to teach the young ones to learn to live together as one people and eschew tribal comments and other forms of discriminations happening in Ghana. And that one is from Francis in Akuse. And this one that follows says, let's name the N1 highway after Rawlings. And that is from Patrick, because he has done a lot for Ghana. And that's Patrick's view. Patrick from that's Patrick AJ. Patrick, thank you very much. So we're gonna go on. Rasta, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. The record you just played, the KK record.
Yeah.
I was just telling Uncle Rex that I happened to be in the studio when it was recorded.
Being recorded. Okay.
DKB back in the day.
Okay.
David Bolton's, but it was actually Rash Fifi Coleman who produced it.
Okay.
And then Colonel Fat played the sax.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, that's
and
cool.
The title Rex. You mentioned is not Yapisi, it's Yapisi.
Yapisi. It's a type of cloth, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a type of cloth. My mom is Crib, so usually they used to say those things. Yapisi. Okay, interesting. Sadiq, do you know what Yapisi is? It's a type of cloth. I just said it.
What does it mean?
Yapisi. I don't know. Let me say it. Maybe when you listen to the song, you get it. Listen.
Music con girls on it.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, how? Oh, what are you saying?
Yeah, because sing
No. This song I love it. I really love this song. KK for himself knows it. You know.
Romantic song don't you like?
You know, there are two. One day somebody asked me, show me the dangerous songs. Which one do I like most? Rexoman's own, Daddy Lumba's own, or Basara's own? Rexoman is dangerous. Daddy Lumba is dangerous. And Basara's dangerous.
Did you really ask George Quaye whether he uses music to con females? Yes. Did you really ask him that?
The devil is a lie.
Why? You don't listen to him at night?
Uncle Ken. Uncle Ken.
Because if you listen to him at night, you won't ask that question.
It's a no question.
Uncle Ken, why at night do I say?
George, we actually
Every night from 10 p.m. Mondays to Wednesdays, 10 p.m. to midnight, listen to George Quaye. You don't even realize it's George Quaye.
Oh, Uncle Ken.
Somebody.
Uncle Ken, the way me and you are.
He's one of those musicians that play to somebody. He comes prepared to show his dedicated to somebody.
You listen to him.
Uncle Ken,
yes.
Me and you were fine.
But I haven't lied, have I?
Oh,
have I lied?
No, you haven't, Uncle Ken.
Thank you.
There's something that Uncle Ken doesn't know. You know, when you started your shows on your musical shows on radio,
right?
I decided, okay, in this country of ours, when you are a musician and you're not very careful, your standards will be lowered.
Correct.
Because the baby fine pa. Nobody will criticize and say no, you are coming down musically. Yes. So I use him. I listen to the type of music he's playing, the quality, the musicianship in it. I said, okay, I wouldn't go any lower. So that I don't lose, because as for if you make Jai say general public now, we are no back when I hit so when
once you're a big star,
nobody will criticize or anything, because it's not as if they don't know. But the thing is, any day musicianship no ya from kakra. It's in a few people now being like Uncle Ken all bought that standard type of music, that quality, musical music.
Anyway,
so
we have just about 30 minutes to wrap it up.
Let's celebrate Uncle Ken now.
Yeah,
Uncle Ken,
my PR.
This is
George is jealous.
This is what Uncle Ken is talking about.
George Quaye, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
You haven't. Oh,
the next episode needs to be tagged explicit, X-rated.
It is. Explicit.
Oh, truly, the devil is alive. Now, I have been worried, Uncle Ken, about the standard of blogging in this country. And I don't know if any of you have also followed. And sometimes you read some of the blog sites, and you wonder if the people that are managing them have actually been to school before. The grammar is terrible. And the headlines are almost always so pathetically misleading. Hey, the legend is in the studio. No. We haven't seen you in ages. And all of a sudden, listeners, Marco Kwekumante has just appeared in the studio. All dolled up. We don't know where he's going.
Kinkman.
Yeah.
Kinkman is here.
We don't know where he's going.
I've been coming. Who watch it?
Bongrit.
Yeah, man.
Where are you coming from? And why are you so dressed?
Yes.
Why are you so dressed? Where are you coming from, or where are you going to?
Oh, one Michael, personal assistant to Honorable Katrafiku, married this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So you know my former minister, and we have a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, so Click, when are you getting married?
Very good question. Would be sir.
We come but
I'm fine.
The mask is a problem.
So Mark, if they vote for Ronaldo again, you marry.
No answer.
President will see.
Trick question.
Never say never. Never say never. I work with the doctor.
So you could,
What stops that? I don't try to qualify.
Anyway, gentlemen, our listeners, Mark, it's good you're here. We've been talking about the former President Jerry John Rawlings. Any fond memories? Where were you when you heard about his passing?
I think I was in my bedroom. And then,
alone?
And then somebody just
alone?
a platform and said,
Mark, I'm the host. I asked the question. I said alone?
Yes.
Okay.
Alone.
Okay.
Hello.
23 days to something. The pressure is very high.
It's very important.
Those who are fasting are fasting.
Yeah.
But there's something are releasing pressure.
Anyway, so you're in your bedroom?
Yes, my bedroom.
And
alone.
Yeah.
And then someone sent a message. I think it was Bart who was asking me, is it true that, and I also didn't know.
Yeah.
I said I need to go cross check. So I went on some platforms. And these days social media has made it simple to get some form of communication. So you see it on too many platforms. And then somebody wants to ask on one Joy FM platform. And if Joy FM says yes, especially in the political space, then yes. So I saw a yes and I said I can. Yeah. But I never met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my life.
Oh wow.
Never met him.
Never played for him?
Never played for him. I played for President Kufuor. I never played for.
The way you are, the way I know you, if you had met him, you would have
Never met him.
you have
But
brought- you have brought- you have brought- brought him.
respectfully, my reason for not wanting to meet him was obvious. It was deliberate. My father was financially successful in the 70s.
So he needed to be protected.
It should give you a clue.
Exactly.
All those men suffered.
Yes. All those
I've
stuff, I
seen
understand.
that as
Yeah.
a little boy in my
Yeah.
house and all that. So for some of us, we are default MPP.
Yeah. Yeah. Understandable. Let me say a happy birthday to Nanekia Sewan Tim, turns 2 years today. And this one is coming from your mom Edith, your dad Victor, and the rest of the family. And of course, also from your uncle George at the La Beach Hotel. We're getting into it. Mark, have you also noticed that there is a dearth in the level of or the quality of blogging that we have in this country?
let me say something about ex-president before I go on.
Okay. All right.
Apart from all that, I admire him for something. I like people who kind of keep me still when they are communicating, because they add some degree of satire. And you know why you don't expect him to say some things, he will say it. And for me, I like that disruption.
Yeah.
Where you say, Anita is also Papa Jimmy. You know? You see that coming around that time. But you are becoming too fair these days. You know, you won't see that coming. As I say,
his sense of humor was you can't predict.
Yeah. I like that. Say, what do you call the cat? The person who starts saying, Jaminano.
One of his speeches, I think he wanted to say, or they share the motor. Or they share the quarter gem.
But I also wanted to find out why he lived with an Ashanti woman for so many years, but was never able to speak the Twi language very well.
You know, usually when you find yourself in a house like mine, you find a common language. I'm assuming that maybe the wife could also not speak the Ga or ever too well, and he couldn't speak the Chi too well, so they would probably resort to English. I mean, yes.
But he speaks Ga very well.
What about Injo?
He speaks Ga very, very well.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let us get into it. This one is pretty important. It's pertinent to me. Blogging. Maybe making, it's much ado about nothing. Maybe there's no problem. I don't know if you read some of the blog sites. When you read it, do you cringe? Do you that kind of feeling? Do you get that?
I don't think it's just for bloggers. It's a general journalistic weakness across board. Even choice of words, the language we use at what time. My orientation was not to be broadcast. NTBB. You don't play a particular song because music too is a voice, So we say we speak clean, but the music we play is dirty, and all. So it's an orientation that I think we must go back to the drawing board and start afresh if we mean well. Because the people who came in and you should have. Oh, none of you came for Uncle Ken. You were not there. You were not invited. When we were going through the final bill for creative arts.
You did invite us.
Yeah, we invited most of the head of the association. Abraham came on your behalf.
Yeah. Because I was in Kumasi.
Yes, Abraham came. Yeah. You see, it's because the industry doesn't have a regulator.
Yeah.
So you just enter. We're unlucky when entrepreneurs also came with private broadcast stations, and they themselves, the owners, don't know much about radio. They just have the money and they set up.
Yeah.
So they recruit people who have made some name in some town somewhere, whether it fits the standards of broadcast or within when he speaks, he gets traction.
Yeah.
And so we need him.
Yeah.
The most important thing is the one who scored the goal.
Exactly.
And not how they score.
Yeah.
And so we have more of those people than the experts. And very soon you see that those who believe that they are also experts, they will begin to see that it looks like they like it like that. So I also need to. Why don't I copy? So even the ones who are also well trained in broadcasting are forced to drop the standards.
Interesting. Uncle Ken, is it something that we can salvage?
Hey, at this time.
So what? We have to just live with it?
George, it's like Mark was saying, it's infectious. And it's gotten so infectious that even the people who were upholding standards are dropping them to accommodate the so-called numbers that everybody's looking out for. It's become a game of numbers, and because otherwise you ask yourself, why would certain people be in our faces on social media all the time, even though we turn around and say to ourselves, but what is this nonsense, so to speak? Yet they are always there and they're getting the numbers, and so they will forever be in our faces. It's disheartening, and anybody can pick up any story and just plant it. Before you realize it's gone viral, as you guys say. It's gone viral, and if you attempt trying to correct the misinformation, there's nowhere for you to go because it's been there already, and very few people will take it.
There's another side. The question George asked, George.
Yeah.
People do not want to accept that the art of writing is different from the art of speaking. Me, I don't trust myself with writing.
Good.
Yeah.
But I trust myself with my oration. So you see, anyone who can speak will also pick the keyboard of the computer trying to write.
Yeah.
But when you speak, there are people who can speak but cannot write, and there are some who can write but cannot flow.
It's very true.
Correct. So these bloggers, let's find out their expertise, their training, who coached you, who was your role model, who was your mentor. Today, mentorship, I'm not sure it works in our time. But when I was growing up, I saw much a day following Ampofoje. I saw to be my Genfi playing for Senior Donko. And so for me, I believe in someone looking up to someone. But today, the young ones are
those
actually
qualifications that you've just mentioned, they are not needed to become a blogger. Are they? They're not.
They're not. All you need to be a blogger in Ghana today is a phone.
Exactly.
PC.
That's all. A phone and data. You don't even need a computer or a tablet. You need just a phone
because
and
the
data.
industry is not regulated.
But is it regulated anywhere in the world? Being a blogger, because you can operate from your bedroom.
It is.
Well, it's the laws.
Use the microphone,
the
Sadiq.
It's the laws. So obviously, and there people take advantage of the laws. So for instance, if you defame somebody, if you write some very libelous things against somebody, the person can take you on and all of those things. But in terms of like an industrial standard, a lot of them also have that.
There is. See,
like the NMC.
Blogging is actually a newspaper.
Of course. Yeah, it is. For online, yeah.
Good. So it's
an electronic
newspaper. So if somebody must, like Daily Guide,
the same rules apply.
Yes.
So, yeah,
it must go there. See, there's a new thing that is happening, and I'm happy this topic is up. I bought this new TV, and so they had to rescan and then start afresh. And then I saw new channels on a digital platform.
Yes, you'd be surprised.
Yes.
Plenty.
100 series for 1 million.
Plenty.
1,000 series for.
Yeah.
And I asked myself that, NMC, NCA, are they in this country?
You don't have
But they said they couldn't. We discussed it before. They said they couldn't touch
the laws.
They said they couldn't touch them.
The laws that
Yes, they said they don't have the power. They can't
bite.
They can broadcast law.
The broadcasting bill has not been passed yet,
not even
but it
been
has
passed
that.
yet.
That's one of those things that's in there. I mean, about the ownership. The broadcasting bill specifies ownership, the kind of people or type of people that can own platforms, and it's exclusive. And for a lot of academics or people that have followed it, you remember just Business was saying the last time that that's one of the reasons why it's stuck, because it also prescribes that politicians shouldn't own media
platforms. Yeah,
that's
they
why.
do.
Yeah, but they do. But the broadcasting bill
a lot.
And that is why it has kept in the parliament for a long time. Because you see,
Yes, because they themselves.
most of them are owned by them.
Very true. Very true.
And you see, honestly speaking, I believe that all these things is part of developmental phases. You see that now we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, they've done it to me at West End. Say, "Oh, did the cockroach crowd on Sunday?"
Oh, but Uncle Rex, where you're going is a different one. The libel or whatever it is, that one is a different chapter for me. For me, I am looking at. When you open it and you're reading, even the kind of grammar you're reading, Rasta, you are a writer. I don't know if you've experienced what I'm saying.
George, where you're going there? Right now, there are no gatekeepers. Broadcasting bill, I can't watch me.
Do you even have a gate to be kept?
This broadcasting bill, the reason why it's still at the parliament.
Okay, hold on a sec.
The people who are supposed to drive it themselves are.
George, you know, so-called influential bloggers who attract vast audience
heavy traffic
are the people whose blare is terrible. And I always cringe. And I say to myself, you realize that people are bullied into trying to correct others on those streets. Because the moment you try to correct somebody, they come at you. And ask you questions. Oh, is this our mother tongue? I mean, why?
Am I the queen of England?
Yes, exactly. That kind of thing.
Look at this message. There's a message here. Hold on. There's a message here. It says, George, you should open, and the person references a certain blog site one day and read some of the blog stories they post from bloggers. My God, bad. You wonder if class 3 students write the stories on there. I got so furious one day, I went through the trouble of looking for the email of he mentions the website to tell them to do a better job by posting stories. Okay, that's Oprah News, because Oprah News is not really a site. They aggregate. They collect from various blog sites. And instead, I went to Oprah News to tell them to do a better job by posting stories with good grammar, keke. And that's from Yao and Greta Estates. It's honestly. Let me hear Rasta on this one. We haven't heard him at all. We're almost out of time.
He's a writer.
He's a writer as well. Rasta.
George, I think that if this was what you want to do with the rest of some of your life, then the horses are already out of the stables. If you want to stem this tide, maybe we would have to coax them into submitting to some sort of quarterly or annual orientation or workshop to bring them back into. I mean, I don't know, but like I said, the horses are gone. And me, I don't know the last time I read from a blog site, like from these parts, for obvious reasons. And listen, George, this funeral,
it's a lost cause.
This part, I'm telling you.
They say it's a lost cause.
No, I think that
it's a really serious issue, and I think that honestly, as a country, we have to take it serious, because, as Mark said, you remember I said something in the same vein with music. That I'm using the type of music you play,
the quality.
The quality. The same thing. They say you have to force yourself to even reduce yourself.
And this is interesting. Hold on, gentlemen. My very good friend Amos, I think he's with Airtel Tigo, sent me something from BBC.com. Russia enacts draconian law for bloggers and online media. A new law imposing restrictions on users of social media has come into effect in Russia. It means bloggers with more than 3,000 daily readers must register with the mass media regulator. I cannot mention the name of the regulator, and conform to the regulations that govern the country's larger media outlets. Internet companies will also be required to allow Russian authorities to access the users' information. One human rights group called the move draconian. The law was approved by Russia's upper house of parliament in April. It includes measures to ensure that bloggers cannot remain anonymous, and states that social networks must maintain 6 months of data on its users. The information must be stored on servers based in Russia territory so that government authorities can gain access. Critics see it as the latest in a series of recent moves to curb internet freedom.
The side of it is that, I mean, some of it is good, but a lot of academics for mass media freedoms have always been against the state regulating this is because it can be abused. It's
Yes,
been
it
a
can.
very thorny issue.
Yes.
For instance, but we all, even though we all agree that some of this, and of course, Russia has never been a standard for democracy and freedoms. Never, ever.
Well, one thing I do agree with
So
is
even
that,
if
listen,
you agree that
if in certain
something has
instances,
to be
Sadiq,
done, Russia is never a standard for you to.
but
be
Sadiq, the thing is that
democratic.
if you
Yeah.
do not take action on some of these things, like Rasta said, the horses would
No, but
continue to be
action should
out
be
of your
within
stable.
the
Rasta
consistent
says they've
with your
already
constitution,
voted.
first and
Oh,
foremost.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yes,
it
so
is
it should
something
be
we're.
consistent, but
You know what?
some of
What
these
we are going
things-
to do is next week we'll
Yeah.
continue this discussion. We'll see if we can
what
get some
we do.
bloggers. Yes, we will.
And-
Philip has just confirmed that we will. Philip has promised we will, and we'll. Philip, there will be no football next week. We have to do it
It's
next
not
week.
about football.
Yes.
I just hope they don't change their mind.
This topic is very
It's
serious.
very
a
serious.
very
It is very
important
serious.
topic.
We will.
We need
Gentlemen,
to broaden it.
thank you very much.
There's a whole
Do
element
enjoy.
that we
No,
can do.
George.
Yes, Mark.
George.
And
Yes,
Mark
Mark.
Okwekumante
I-
must admit and agree to be here.
To be here, he'll be here.
You see, I came around to see Mike too.
Mm,
I actually went on air.
yeah.
So when I was like that, I haven't been around. for some
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, who
Ah.
watch it?
You've gone to take the green people and they filled the whole room.
Which green people?
Rexoma and Sadiq.
Oh, they
So-
haven't
so
showed
now
the
you're talking to
room.
Mike 4. Mike 2 is.
What color am I wearing?
Nobody these people.
What color is Uncle
But
Ken
you
wearing?
have to look for Mike 2, and you come to meet people of the 2 class. You're complaining. You've seen the 2s. Yes, let's accept.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. The name is Rexoma, Sadiq Abdullah Abu, Kwame Rasta, Uncle Kennedy, and of course Mark Okwekumante. We're grateful. Thank you so very much for being a part of our show today. Show was produced by the man Philip Nye. Of course, we had Anita on production support. Sarwin was on social media. DJ Obeto was the ones on the ones and twos. God willing, we're here again next Saturday. But you're going to meet us again. Catch me again Monday, 10 p.m. for a beautiful edition of the Late Night Express. So then, my name is George Quaye. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend. We are like that. And for all those that sent in messages and called, hey, we're eternally grateful. A song has been done, a tribute song for the former President Jerry John Rawlings has been done by Berima Sydney. We're going to end with that one for your enjoyment. Take a listen.